Let's be honest for a minute. You've likely spent the last 30 or 40 years doing exactly what you're told to do. You went to work, you earned a paycheck, and you saved. You put money into a retirement account every single month. You played by the rules. But there may be a silent partner in your retirement account you might have forgotten about. That partner is the IRS. And right now, they may be waiting for their share. For those of you between the ages of 55 and 65, you're standing in what I call the red zone. You're getting close to the finish line. But the traditional advice you've probably been given, which is basically to push your taxes off until later, could actually be setting you up for a bit of a trap. So I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to share just some planning strategies that might help you address it. Here's the potential problem in plain English. You have a pile of money in your retirement account that hasn't been taxed yet. Feels like your money, but when you turn 73, the government requires you to start taking that money out, whether you need it or not. When you're required to take that money out, it counts as income. And because your income is now higher, three things could happen all at once. First, you pay regular income tax. Second, because you now have more income, the government might tax Social Security checks. As much as 85% of your benefits could be taxable if your income is high enough. And third, they could increase the cost of your Medicare premiums. It can be like a domino effect. Taking out $1 might trigger taxes in three different places. But here's the good news. You may be able to prevent this domino effect before it even starts. You may have a window of opportunity right now to try and mitigate that. Here are three simple steps you can consider to help protect your savings. And step one is the tax valley strategy. Many people retire around 62 or 65, but the government generally doesn't require you to take money out until age 73. That potentially leaves you with a gap of several years. In those years, your income from a job is gone. So your tax rate might be lower than it has been in the years prior. This could be an opportunity. Instead of letting your money sit there, growing a future tax bill, you might consider moving some of it from your tax later bucket to a potentially tax-free bucket. In the financial world, this is often called a Roth conversion. So you might think of it like this. You're choosing to pay tax on the seeds now, so you may never pay tax on the harvest later. You pay some tax today while your tax rate might be lower than it was during your working years to move that money into a Roth account. And once it's there, it has the potential to grow tax-free. And when you take it out later, it's generally tax-free as well, as long as certain IRS conditions are met. Best of all, the government generally won't force you to take it out while you're alive. Now, this isn't the right move for everyone. Whether it makes sense depends on your individual tax situation, your time horizon, and your assumptions about future tax rates. That's why it's important to run the numbers with a qualified professional before you make this decision. So step two, the health savings account. If you have a health savings account known as an HSA, you might want to think twice before spending it. Many people use it to pay for small things like co-pays or prescriptions today, but if you can afford to, you might want to pay for those things out of your pocket now and leave the money in the HSA. Why? Because the HSA is very unique. It offers three potential advantages. You get a tax deduction when you put the money in. It has potential to grow without being taxed, and if you use it for qualified healthcare later, it comes out tax-free. Now keep in mind, to contribute to an HSA, you generally need to be enrolled in a qualifying high-deductible health plan. And once you enroll in Medicare, you typically can't make any new contributions. So if you're approaching 65, this is something to plan around. But here's a feature many people miss. Once you turn 65, that account becomes very flexible. If you use it for health expenses, which could be a big cost in retirement, those funds are tax-free. But if you want to use the money for something else, you can generally take it out just like a retirement account without the usual penalty, though you would owe income tax. So step three, the charitable giving strategy. If you give money to your church or perhaps your favorite charity, you might want to stop writing those checks from your personal bank account once you're older. Once you're 70 and a half, you can use a special tool called a Qualified Charitable Distribution, known as a QCD. It sounds fancy, but it's actually simple. You tell your retirement account custodian to send the money directly to your charity. Because the money never touches your hands, it generally doesn't show up on your tax return as income. This may help keep your reported income lower, which could help protect your Social Security from being taxed. It might help keep your Medicare premiums from going up. Now, you still support the cause you love, but you may significantly reduce the tax impact of that distribution. Currently, you can direct up to $111,000 per year in 2026 through a QCD, and that limit is typically adjusted periodically for inflation. It's a tax-efficient way to give if you're charitably inclined. Here's the bottom line. The rules for saving money are often different from the rules for spending money. You spent your career climbing the mountain of savings, and now you have to climb down the mountain of spending. If you don't have a plan, taxes might take a larger portion of what you built than you expect. Don't let that happen. Look at your tax valley years. Consider if moving your money into tax-free accounts makes sense for you. Look into using your health savings account strategically. You've worked hard for your money. You deserve to try to keep as much of it as possible. So I hope this has been helpful and gives you some ideas to help limit your taxes in retirement. If you need help deciding what's right for your retirement income journey, I'd love to speak with you about your situation. Thanks for watching.